Hi everyone, welcome to Low Carb Revelation. I'm Paula and today I am making a low carb cheesecake, so stay tuned. Normally when I make a cheesecake, it is for special occasions only because I really love cheesecake, and even if it is low carb, I will just eat and eat and eat until it is all gone. So this past Easter, I made this cheesecake for when we all got together as a family for Easter dinner. And I took a picture of it and I put the picture on my Facebook group, and everybody wanted to see how I made it. So I put it off for a little while because I didn't want to make this big cheesecake and have it here at the house just for me and my husband and have that temptation. So I ended up finding this little springform pan. It is a 6-inch. I have some cooking spray in there right now, getting ready to make the crust. But this is a smaller size cheesecake. And the one that I made for Easter was in this big 9-inch one. So this is not what I'm using today, but what I'm gonna do, down in the description box, I'm gonna put the recipe for a 9-inch cheesecake, and I'm also gonna put the recipe for the 6-inch cheesecake. So now I'm gonna show you how I make it. I have my oven preheated right now to 325 degrees. I have sprayed the inside of this springform pan with some cooking spray. I'm gonna make the crust first and get the crust in the oven because I pre-baked the crust, and then I'm gonna make the filling, and then I will show you how I bake it. So let's begin. Okay, so I have all of my ingredients for my crust right here in front of me, and I'm gonna start with 3/4 cup of almond flour, 2 tablespoons of confectioner erythritol. I always have a hard time saying it, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. I will link this below. If you have a hard time finding it, you can find it on Amazon. I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. This last ingredient is optional. You do not have to use this. It is graham cracker flavoring. But since we're not using graham crackers in the crust, I like to add a few drops of this to the crust just to give it a little bit of a graham cracker flavor. I got this on Amazon. I can link it down below as well. And I like to put about 5 drops of this into the crust mixture. Okay? That was actually 6. Mix this crust together. So you can see here that the crust is crumbly, but it does stick together. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the crust mixture into my little pan here. Isn't this pan so cute? This pan serves, I think it said 4 to 6 people. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to use the bottom of a glass, and I'm just going to smush this crust down into the pan. Okay, you're going to want to get it as even as you possibly can. So now I'm going to take this crust and place it in the oven preheated at 325. It's going to bake for about 8 to 10 minutes depending on your oven. Everybody's oven is different, so you're going to want to keep an eye on it after 8 minutes. You're going to want the crust to be a little bit spongy because you're going to be baking this again with the filling. So I think 8 minutes is usually a good time, but like I said, just keep an eye on it. So this is going in the oven. So now that I have my crust in the oven, I have my timer set for 8 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start with the filling. I'm going to be starting with 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. These are full fat cream cheese, and I have let these come to room temperature. So they've been sitting out for a couple of hours. Start by just whipping my cream cheese first. Camera seems to be shaking a little bit. Sorry about that. To this mixture, I'm going to add 2 eggs. I'm also going to add about 4 ounces of sour cream. This is full fat sour cream. A teaspoon of vanilla. Now I'm going to be adding 1 cup of the confectioner's erythritol. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that. And I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to lift it, and I'm going to scrape down the filling in the bowl here. I'm going to put it on about medium speed. love my KitchenAid. I like to make sure I scrape the bottom and make sure it's all incorporated. You can see a couple of little lumps in there, but that's okay. That's just some of the cream cheese. It'll all melt in the cooking process. So here's my crust. I actually had it in the oven for 10 minutes and it's a little bit spongy, but that's okay. It's gonna finish cooking. So now I am going to pour the mixture into the pan. Always bake my cheesecakes on a cookie sheet, just in case there's any spills or leaks. And there's no water. I don't do a water bath or anything like that. I'm gonna take this just like this and put this in the oven. It's preheated at 325 degrees. I'm going to bake it for 50 minutes and then I'm gonna turn off the oven and leave it in the oven for 30 minutes so it can slowly cool down. And then I'm going to take it out and put it on the counter, and it's gonna sit on the counter for 1 hour, and then it's gonna go in the refrigerator for at least 8 hours. So I will show you what it looks like when I pull it out of the oven. Okay, so here is my cheesecake fresh out of the oven. It cooked for 50 minutes, and then I turned off the oven and let it sit in there for 30 minutes. And now I am letting it sit on the countertop for 1 hour, and then it's going to go into the refrigerator. The reason you do that is to prevent the cake from cracking. The sudden temperature changes is usually what does that. So this process slowly changes the temperature. So after it's done refrigerating, I will show you the finished result. So my adorable little cheesecake is all done. Look at this beautiful golden crust along the outside. It's nice and even. You can add fresh whipped cream to this or fresh berries, whatever you like, but this is an amazing tasting cheesecake. So that is how I make my low carb keto cheesecake. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Have a great day.